Welcome, everyone.
Recording in progress.
We're going to start by taking questions from the floor, and then we'll go to Zoom if we have any time left. So please raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll try our best to get to you. Neil, please go ahead.
Bev, Neil Davidson from the Canadian Press. You said something like this, you want to get the evening right. It looked like you did get the evening right. What did you think?
Yeah, listen, I think on many parts, I think I have to applaud all the players to get the job done. I think that was the one thing in my mind. We want to get this win and, send them on the way. And I thought we did that. Players went on, did their roles, corner at the last minute, and we did it. So that was firstly. Secondly, I think to get 3 wins, clean sheets, we really are turning it around, which is really, really important. And then I think the occasion. I've got to say, Canada Soccer, everybody involved in putting it together, I don't think you could do any more to send them off. So I think we give some absolute legends an unbelievable send-off, both internally, but even the fans to enjoy them moments and see those players, emotional with their friends and family, and then the win on the pitch obviously helps.
Hi, Bev. Steph Young, The Athletic. Last time we talked in one of these press conferences, you mentioned how the team was kind of like trying to pump the ball to sink, get her one last goal. In this game, she did play fairly high, but at the same time, it looked, quite evenly spread out in terms of attacking opportunities and who you're looking at. I'm wondering how much of that was, understanding you have to balance your own preparation for the future. Mm-hmm. How much was Sink saying, guys, just be normal, play a normal game?
Yeah, I think absolutely that very much was the case. I think I highlighted in the meeting that in an occasion like this, we can all get a bit excited and go off the page, but ultimately to get the win, as Christine Sinclair and Sophie Schmidt did in the last game in Victoria, they turned up and did their job and had to make sure the team were tuned into that. She didn't do bad. Like the set play, we designed that to try and get her the goal, but it ultimately set up the goal regardless. Very much it was balancing the future, but ultimately also giving an unbelievable send-off.
Claire? Thank you very much.
Claire Hanna with TSN. Bev, you've mentioned that Christine's a quiet leader, and I'm curious, before this match, did she say anything in the locker room to her teammates ahead of time? And I don't think you've been in there yet afterwards.
Do you know what? Yesterday in the huddle, she said something. She might have said something when I wasn't in there in the locker room, but no, I think she just went on, did her job. Tonight, no doubt, she'll get to spend some unbelievable time with the team, but no, she's that quiet leader. She led on the pitch, she took it all in. I was thinking after the emotion, even for all of us, how is she going to get going in this game? Because it drains you in a good way. But no, she got in, did her job, and what I must say, you've probably seen it in the warm-up, nobody knew she was going to put Sophie's shirt on. And that, to me, in that moment, that absolutely epitomises her. She knows the world's watching her, and she doesn't want her teammate to get forgotten. And she's put Sophie's shirt on, albeit our shoulders are a bit broader than Sophie, so it didn't fit so well. But I thought that was absolute class, and that summarises, I know it would have made Sophie's night.
Bruce Arthur from the Toronto Star. Bev, when she comes off, and you guys hugged for a little bit, and you said something to her. I don't know if you can share it with us or not, but that's a kind of a big moment as a coach, for the program, for the player. Can you tell us what you said?
I just said I'm unbelievably proud of her. I've said quite a bit, obviously, today in the pre-game. When I met with her at the beginning of camp, I told her she was irreplaceable, and I don't think, when you're about to retire and things are moving in a direction, it can sometimes feel like you are replaceable, and I told her she's absolutely irreplaceable, and forever this program will be better for her. But in that moment, I just said I was super proud of her. She's heard my voice a lot this week. She knows how I feel. I think the players could see it in me yesterday, what these 2 players mean to me, mean to the team. So yeah, I kept it short and sweet.
But I was wondering, how did you or Sophie and Sink come to the decision that they would sub out for each other?
I designed it, I would say. I was onto my technical staff and sports science to make sure 12 minutes into the second half that was lined up. I thought it was a an iconic moment to have, Sinclair hand the captaincy to Sophie, and she went in, and I thought she absolutely, in many ways, changed the game and led in the middle of the midfield as well. So I thought that was quite fitting. It gives Sophie that moment that I think she deserves as well.
Bev, Alex Gongiruzik, One Soccer. Bev, a lot has been made of the offensive side of the new formation, all the goals, but like you mentioned, 3 straight clean sheets, 2 goals conceded in the last 6. How important is it for you and the team to see that this aggressive formation can also yield defensive results as much as offensive ones?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the formation, but I also think we've got back to the behaviours, no matter what the formation, when the ball's given away, being really aggressive to win it back. It was our DNA, it always has been. And I think, reflecting on the World Cup with a lot of things going on, I think in many ways we lost our way in that sense, and it's back. I mean, you can see it, you can feel it. The mindset to defend is there, and it's led by, I used the example today, Sophie Schmidt, I remember in the Victoria game, makes a 50-yard recovery run. And by the way, she's just got out of a car from travelling across country, and she could still do it. So I think, it's in the DNA, and it's a massive part. How we defend is how we attack, because I think it gives us intensity in attack and in defending. And we celebrate clean sheets just like we do goals.
Go ahead.
Further on Alex's question, with that in mind, and now that the field for the Women's Olympic football tournament is starting to take shape, especially with teams in Europe qualifying, how important is building that way of wanting to play fit to the kind of opposition you're going to be facing and the qualities you'll be up against?
Yeah, and I think that's been great for us. We played Jamaica, more of a 4-4-2 block. Then we played Brazil, who matched us up in our shape, and then we've played Australia today, who are at the block, but with a jumping winger. So we're getting exposure to different shapes and problems, and I think that's going to be critical. If I remember going into Tokyo, we got a similar exposure in a shape that we were learning, and that'll be our planning now between now and the Olympic Games, is to get exposure to as much different problems as we can. So no matter who we face in big moments, we can pick that up and go and apply that. But very much, these windows have been about building. I feel like we're building. I've got to see faces this window. Young players have come in, done very well, and some people are just continuing to deliver against top teams, and I think really starting to secure some things. So, overall, I can't be any happier that I got a good balance of sending people off in the right way and looking towards the future, and I think we're in a great space to head in 2024. I said to the players today, when you're eating your Christmas dinner or in your holiday dinner, we've had a tough year, a very, very tough year, and what matters the most is actually how much we've reapplied ourselves, got back up. I talked about the qualities of Sophie and Sink. They've had moments, dead last in the World Cup, that bronze medal match that they had to get up for in 2012, all those moments, it makes you tough, and I think those qualities are really, really important in this bounce back, and I've seen that in the group. There's been a turn, and we're on it, and we're ready for 2024.
Bev, obviously tonight was an iconic night for Vancouver and for Canada, send-off of 2 legends. But after tonight, what is the mindset for yourself and for the team going into 2024, starting as soon as January?
Yeah, I think, firstly, Vancouver's my home, and put on an incredible show. I think that's the first thing. It was unbelievable. Couldn't have asked for anything better. And then our mindset, I think people need a bit of staff. We had a very quick turnaround from that World Cup, and it's been non-stop since, in a good way. Exactly what we wanted was to fill every FIFA window. But I think to take the time to stop, reflect, get some learnings together, to hit the ground running in 2024. It's going to be a massive year, starting with the Gold Cup, but then the Olympic Games. We know how dear that is to this team's heart, so it'll be turning up ready come January to go again.
This might be a quick one. Bev, right before the game, someone put out a report that you'd put your name in for the Montreal job. Just wondering if you're able to comment on that, if at all.
Yeah, Maury actually told me about that. That's not true. I think I absolutely love this team. and I'm actually trying to commit myself to the future for the 2027 World Cup. Yeah, I mean, moments like tonight only remind you how special the people are in this team, not just as footballers, and I absolutely love them, so it's not true.
Michael McCall, AFTN. So you've had a busy year. You've talked about how it's been a tough 2023. Do you get a chance to switch off now? Like, what's the coming weeks going to be like? Are you going to just switch off for Christmas?
Yeah, so I'm actually heading, it seems like a lot of places. I'm going to Zurich for a FIFA coach mentorship. I'll get to touch base with some other head coaches. Keelan Sheridan gets married in New York, and then I'm heading to Europe to get some time off. And I've told my staff now, December, I think everybody has gone above and beyond. You look at the amount of injuries, my medical staff, sports science. It's been a long, tough year, and I'm super, super proud of the players, the staff, in their commitment to put this team where they need to be. So absolutely, December will be a month where there'll be a bit of a refresh, ready to hit the ground running in January.
Last question? Anyone? All right, we're good. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your support. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Devoir se reconcentrer et aller full throttle 10 minutes plus tard après avoir versé des larmes. Donc je pense que le match, ça s'est passé exactement comme on le voulait. On a eu quelques difficultés au début du match avec les outside backs, avoir du pressure sur les wide, sur les côtés. Mais on a pu rectifier ça dans les premiers 10-15 minutes. Puis après, ça nous a servi pour tout le long du match.
Est-ce que tu penses que c'est encore plus prise de cœur quand on fait un but un match comme ça et puis qui est hors jeu finalement?
Ah non, je pense qu'on a gagné, donc c'est tout ce qu'il nous faut.
Ça dérange
ouais.
Quel est l'héritage de Sinclair qu'on peut laisser?
T'as combien de temps
Faudrait,
ouais, non, je pense, on peut jamais assez dire, mais je pense pour moi, Cinq, tout le monde a été ému et tout le monde est triste et tout le monde est un peu dans le déni du fait qu'elle part parce que on a tous été inspirés, comme les petites d'aujourd'hui, comme les petites de demain, on a tous été inspirés grâce à elle, on a tous commencé le foot grâce à elle. Moi, je sais qu'une grande partie de la raison pourquoi j'ai commencé le foot tard à 16 ans, c'était grâce à Cinq, puis le foot, ça a changé ma vie. Donc, si tu fais le full cycle, Cinq, ça a été une grosse partie dans ma vie, même quand elle ne me connaissait pas. Donc, c'est son héritage, c'est son legacy. Elle touche tellement de monde qu'elle ne connaît même pas. Donc, je pense que ça va durer pendant encore beaucoup, beaucoup de temps dans ce pays.
Est-ce qu'il va y avoir un manque à combler une fois que Kristen et Sophie vont être...
Ouais, je pense la réponse politique, c'est qu'ils nous ont bâtis, on a assez d'expérience, puis on va pouvoir s'adapter, nanani nanana. Mais la réponse réelle, c'est que oui, je pense que c'est deux personnes qui ont énormément de respect et d'amour dans cette équipe. Tout le monde les regarde comme, tu vois, quand les choses vont pas bien et quand les choses vont bien, c'est ces deux personnes qu'on regarde. Donc oui, je pense que ça va être très très dur. Même nous, on est un peu en train de voir comment ça va se passer sans eux, parce que sur et en dehors du terrain, c'est vraiment la colle qui nous garde ensemble. Donc.
Est-ce que le flambeau a bien été passé quand même? Est-ce que tu penses que l'équipe est prête?
Oui, bien sûr, je pense que grâce à elle, grâce aux vétérans et les alums qu'on a vus sur le terrain et grâce à beaucoup plus qui sont venus avant, ils ont créé une culture et un environnement où les gens ils se sentent à l'aise d'être leaders, de dire leur voix, de dire leur avis. Donc je pense que ça va nous servir énormément pour le futur. Et comme tu dis, le flambeau est passé de cette manière. Ils ont créé des leaders même quand ils n'essayaient pas. Donc oui, je pense qu'on va être OK. Les gens vont pouvoir se mettre dans ce rôle, mais ça ne reste qu'on n'aura jamais une autre Cinq sauf ou Erin dans cette équipe, c'est sûr.
Merci.
English. You know, you'll have to tell me. Not too sure. Foul somewhere or something, but not too sure.
The atmosphere tonight, 48,000.
Yeah, incredible. I think it's everything that we could have hoped for Cinq, Soph, and Aaron. I think it was just looking around, walking out, seeing everybody as emotional and as touched as we are as teammates and friends is incredible, and it's exactly what they deserve as their last game, especially with the win and a shutout.
How important was it to get that win?
So important. I think all of us I think you could see even in the 90th minute, Chloe Lucas, Jessie Fleming doing everything they can to keep the ball out of the back of the net. So it means the world to us because, you know, they welcomed us into this team with open arms and made us feel all the love and respect and belonging that we could feel being newcomers to the team. So we wanted to send them off in the same note that they welcomed us in.
What's next for you?
Sorry?
What's next for you?
For me or for the team? For me, well, I have a flight tomorrow, so that'll be that to France.
And when are you on
You're not going to get me with that question.
How are you feeling?
Great.
Obvious question.
Great. It's honestly amazing to get a win for Sing Soph and Aaron. So, yeah.
Do you feel like the game was into the expectation of what you wanted to serve as the last game for Sinclair?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about wanting to get the 3 points and wanting to come away with a clean sheet, and we got both of those things today, and it was a hard-fought battle, and I think that we showed up well, and, you know, Vancouver showed up well, and I think that the atmosphere, everything, was really what we wanted to give them tonight.
Do you think that sets up the team on a nice path for the Olympics, knowing that even with the departure of Sinclair and Sophie, that things are going to be okay?
Yeah, I think that, you know, Sink and Soph have talked to us yesterday about how they're leaving this program in great hands, and I think that there's so much that we have learned from them, from their time here, and that will continue to carry on the team and throughout the program.
What's the biggest lesson?
I think when we, like, I'd say leadership, honestly. Like, Sink is one of the best captains, the best captain I've ever had the chance of playing with, and, you know, she's always taught us that everyone is a leader in their own way, and that this team's not made up of just one captain and one leader, but everyone has a role to lead on this team. Yeah.
3 straight clean sheets for you guys in this new defensive system.
Yeah.
What have you found of playing in the right side of the three?
I think it's a great formation that plays towards the strengths of the team. I think that we have a very athletic back line, and we and I think, like I was saying, I think it plays to our strengths. I think that, you know, we want to be a team that has bite, that gets up there, that wins the ball up high, and I think that the formation with the back three is something that caters towards that.
Steph was talking to us the other day about how you've taken in the information.
Yeah.
How you're a sponge.
Yeah.
I believe Jake for president, is that something they've been saying? So what does that feel for you when you hear that recognition from your coach?
I have not heard Jay for president. I don't think that I should be president. I think, I was just saying I don't think I should be president. You know, I think that getting an opportunity to put on this badge, like whatever the coaches ask of me, that I'm going to put my best foot forward and ask whether that's being in goal or being 9. Hopefully I don't have to fill those positions, but, you know, I think taking every opportunity as they come, and if I'm asked to step into the fullback position or into the midfield, like, again, just being that sponge and learning from the players that are here to be able to get as many minutes as I can on the field.
The vice president.
I don't know. Maybe Jade should not be in office. Any other?
It was incredible. This is exactly how we wanted to send off those 2 legends. So of course it was so emotional just going out there at the starting 11, having Sinclair lead us out. I think everyone had tears in their eyes, but being able to end their careers in this incredible place, Christine Sinclair Place, with a victory, I mean, I think it's a dream for those 2, and they honestly deserve it more than anyone else.
What do you think you'll remember most
About tonight. Right now, it's such a whirlwind, because just being able to see Sink back pressing, working hard, seeing Sophie do a tackle at top of the 18-yard box, it's those types of players that honestly inspire young generations. That's the type of player that I strive to be every day. So those types of people, that's just where the future of football is, and they're going to continue to motivate. They're going to continue to be legends of the Canadian game. And yeah, 2 icons are stepping off the Canadian pitch tonight. Yeah, well, wait till you guys see what Sinclair's wearing right now. She was given a nice gift, so hopefully you get a glimpse of that. Oui, c'est correct.
Est-ce que la soirée a vraiment été à la hauteur des attentes?
Je pense que oui, comme rentrer ici à Christine Sinclair Place, et puis les fans sont superbes, honnêtement, toute la joute, et puis être capable de leur donner un but merveilleux, et puis gagner pour ces 2 icônes de football, c'est un rêve, honnêtement. So, je suis contente que j'étais capable d'être partie de cette joute incroyable.
Est-ce que tu penses que le match a été à la hauteur aussi pour les fans?
Je pense que oui. Les fans ils ont venu aujourd'hui pour voir Christine et puis pour voir Sophie. Et puis ils ont eu la chance de la revoir. En top de ça, ils ont eu une victoire. So, c'est merveilleux.
J'imagine que c'est bien aussi pour le voyage vers les Olympiques aussi d'avoir deux victoires contre l'Australie.
Exactement. Ben, c'est comme ça qu'on voulait continuer. Qu'est-ce qu'on a fait la dernière année. Et puis pour 2024, c'est important qu'on continue avec ce momentum.
Un message pour Christine Sinclair?
Juste un gros merci. Mais elle va attendre ça toute la soirée, je suis certaine. Merci beaucoup.
What do you just make? What does it say of Christine that on a day like today, she's making a lot of unselfish passes, unselfish runs, and just making it about the team and not her?
I think it's just the humble Sinclair that we all know, right? Everyone knows that that's the legacy she's leaving behind. She's not just an extremely talented player, she's a pioneer of the game. And yeah, I think she wanted an assist more than anything out here tonight, even though we wanted to give her a goal, but she wanted the assist, and it just goes to show the character that she has.
Do you think the program will move forward going into World Cup 2 very big host of those Olympics?
Yeah, I think this is the type of game we wanted going forward into 2024. We wanted a big victory against a fantastic opponent. We got that. And of course, Christine and Sophie are leaving two massive spaces on this team. But no, they're not replaceable realistically, but we can take the characteristics that they have and they've given to this team and continue to go forward with the players that come and step into those positions. Good. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Gosh, I don't even think I can put it into words, and I honestly don't even think it's sunk in yet that that's the last game that we'll have with Sink and Soph today. But I appreciate everyone in Canada coming out. I think it was a memorable night for everyone, and especially for Sink and Soph, and so I just am so appreciative that they got that moment for themselves and for everyone around them.
Obviously the goal, but what else do you think you're going to remember about tonight?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think Sink saying thank you for scoring for me tonight. That one I'll remember for a really long time, yeah.
Can you take us through the game?
Yeah, I mean, right place, right time, I would say. But I think it was just an incredible effort by the team to keep the ball in the box. I think set pieces is something that we really value and we really pride ourselves on. And so I think getting another set piece goal off a corner is exciting for us.
I mean, how did the emotion kind of play into this? It was actually like a really tough, tight match.
Yeah, I think it's been a roller coaster of emotions all week, and I think people were kind of wondering how that was going to go for them. I know people were getting teary-eyed even in our walkout today, and in the locker room there's been so many moments that we've had today that have been quite emotional. But I think, we wanted to get the job done for Sink and Soph tonight, and so we tried to brush those aside as best we could, but it's definitely an emotional night for everyone.
How does it feel to move through the emotions? Because it's been heavy the last week. You've had the 2 games kind of crossing this now. How does it feel to move through that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say that we're through it all. I think it's still sinking in for me. I think the emotions will still come next camp when I show up and I don't see their faces. And so I think it's just a great time for us to celebrate, but it's still, I think, a little raw for people too.
And the crowd tonight, 48,000, 112. Can you speak about how amazing it is?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible from the moment we got off the bus and walked out, seeing just the group of fans that was there to greet us, to walking out for the starting 11. It was just such an incredible crowd, and I think we're really grateful for Vancouver for showing up tonight and just showing their gratitude for what Sink's put into and what Soph's put into it. It was amazing.
When did Sinclair at any point address the team, give any kind of speech, say anything kind of poignant throughout the day?
Yeah, I think there's been bits and pieces, and we're having a celebration tonight, so I think there might be some more to come on her end. We'll see what we get. But yeah, I think she just takes her time with people and one-on-one interactions. I think those are the most special for us.
Sink playing pretty high up there in the show, maybe sometimes denied. I mean, how do you feel that she affected the verticality of the team tonight, especially, given she tends to drop a little bit deeper these days? Quite high up there in the box.
Yeah, I mean, Sink's a great player off the front, and I think it was so helpful for us to live into those pockets. And Michelle's, she's a great 9 that can work the line. She can pull back the line and really threaten that. And so I think they had a really great partnership tonight of showing off the front and being able to give that threat in behind as well.
Do you feel like the torch has been passed?
I think.
Next generation of
I
players?
I think so. I think the torch has been passed. I think it's been something that's been in the works for a while now, and we're seeing the leadership that's come from the younger players, in quotes. I don't know if we're that young anymore, but you're seeing, Jesse Fleming and the leaders that we have with Kadisha and Ashley. I can name so many names in that, and I think next camp will be a great opportunity for them to continue to show their leadership.
With that in mind, with
captaincy be something you want to have some consideration for if you got that opportunity to be the captain of this team going forward?
I think we have a captain that's moving forward. I think it's been shown. I would love to lead in the way that I can, but I think there's a pretty natural person that's going to move that torch forward.